Well, would you look at that? It is September 12th, I believe, and the world finally decided to freeze. Would you imagine that? God damn, it took a while this year, honestly. I mean, it was like plus 5 degrees for like the past, like, well, until now, basically. And today, it's the first day when it's like minus 2 degrees, and it rained, but it didn't rain, it actually snowed. So, we got a bit of snow today, which is perfect because today, me, my dad, and my sister were actually gonna have our Christmas today, because dad and my dad's wife, they're heading out to Australia later next week. So this is our only opportunity to have a proper Christmas this year with them. So that's what we're having today. But we do have one thing which we need to do today, just a small little project, and that is to make a star for our Christmas tree. Our Christmas tree is up. It's a plastic Christmas tree this year. We decided to go with one of those instead of a proper one, because, well, a proper one is a pain in the ass to deal with. Even though I love a proper one, it is a bit of a pain to deal with. So today we are going to be, well, we have the Christmas tree up, but we don't have a star on it. So I thought we would head into the shop and try our best at our arts and crafts and see if we can actually whip up some sort of star, which looks half decent at the very least. So let's head into the shop, turn on the heater, and get to it then. All right, look at that, the Camaro's in here as well. We got everything sorted, and we also did a bit more of a deep clean since the last time you saw this place. So everything is all nice and organized now for winter, which I really like. So let's head over here and see if we can turn on this heater. Yes, I will continue that project soon. I actually got, well, I'll show you, actually, to be honest. I got a bunch of new material for it. Got a couple of these 1x6, 1x6s, 1x6? No, 1x4. Yeah, 1x4s here. And I got a whole bunch more of them over there. So we got the material to finish that project, but that's not what we're working on today. So let me get this heater started here. I'm using the electric feature today because I don't have the bottle attached to this, so we'll do the expensive route today, but I don't like it. Haha, I'm smart. So I was trying to find metal string, which I wasn't able to find, but you know what I did find? I found some copper wire. This will work perfectly. We will have to strip this, so let's grab our stripper. My dad is an electrician, so I've learned some things from him. But not a whole lot. I'm pretty sure I can strip a wire. Pretty sure anyway. We'll need one of these, I think. You're watching a guy work at the very limit of his expertise here. Just remember that. And how, I guess we'll do like almost the entire way. I guess we'll do it from like here, something. They want to find the right size of hole. I think the biggest one is probably the right one. Oh, Jesus, sorry. And then you kind of screw it so you, oh no, maybe one smaller actually. I am not sure how big this wire is, so. There we are. You think that's about enough wire? Put it right there. Okay, and this is our holder. Now we'll have to actually make it something that fits onto onto our Christmas tree. And I think the best way to do that is just to attach it onto our Ys here and try to like somehow like twist it into place. I don't know. I'm just going by what feels right. But first let me straighten this out actually. Because this is really tangled, this wire is. There we are. Now, yeah, I guess this is how like they do it with the Christmas trees. They kind of just like twist the wire like this. So I'm gonna do that. I think we might have done the perfect size. All right, how about that? Not the prettiest thing in the world, but I think that should be able to fit on the tree. We can always adjust it once we attach it onto the tree, but that's a good first guess, I guess. You know, I didn't grab any measurements of the tree. So now for the actual star, which will be interesting to do. So I was thinking about doing one of those stars that you could buy from the store, you know, like with the metal rods and everything, and then the fluffy stuff. My expertise is not that great that I could do that on my own. So what I'm gonna do instead, I'm actually just gonna make it out of wood, because that's actually something that I can do. So make it out of wood, spray paint it, attach it onto this, and call it good. And remember, clean as you go, because you don't want to be working on a messy table. So all this crap is gonna come with me into the trash. All this crap. It's pretty big, I think. I don't think this plank is actually gonna do us any good because it's really thick. And this will definitely not be able to hold it up. So let me grab a smaller piece of wood. Okay, so I realized that wood is probably gonna be too heavy for this to hold up. So what I'm gonna use instead is just go fully down the arts and crafts route and use cardboard. How about that? Now obviously I'm gonna use the best scissors in the world, my trauma shears. These are the sharpest and the best scissors I've ever used. Believe me or not, these are great. So, obviously, there is probably Buck and Billy Rays when it comes to people actually just cutting out a star freehand. I can't do that, so what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna take some inspiration from Pinterest, sketch out a star, and then I'm gonna cut it out with the scissors. And yeah, I feel like that's gonna go much better than trying to freehand a star. So let me do that real quick, sketch out a star, and then we'll get to this. Right, so with some trial and error, I did manage to get a star. Now it's not perfectly symmetrical, but nothing is with me. So let's cut this guy out. I'm on a bit of a time crunch like normal, but I think we should have time to do this and get it spray painted and stuff like that.
Now yes, it doesn't matter for me, to be honest, these false lines that are all around here, because obviously this will be spray painted, so all that will be covered up. So all those trial and errors that I had, they don't matter at all.
God, this is the first time I'm doing arts and crafts on this channel. Probably do this more often, it's actually kind of fun. I'm actually gonna leave that a bit thicker, because that's gonna turn out being a little bit too... I'm gonna go off that deepen a little bit here. Yeah, the bottom legs turned out being a little bit too big, but honestly not too bad. So let me clean out the edges and then we'll get the spray painted. Go for gray, because that's like the most Christmassy color that I have. Red and blue are not ideal in my opinion. There. Now, I'm gonna let that dry before I give it a second coat, and then, yeah, I'll come back to this, I guess. All right, just came back from running some errands, and this is our situation right now. So I'll have to give this side another coat, because you can see the lines from the marker on this. So I'll need to give this side another coat, and then we'll give the other side as well a coat. And yeah, let's demo this actually. Let's see how this will work. Obviously, I want to be really careful. You know what? For my first arts and crafts project in like 6 years, that's not too bad. Come on, that is not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, the star is pretty much done now. So this is how it turned out. Not the world's most beautiful star, I could have probably done a much better job, and next time I will try to do like a version 2 of this next year. But honestly, I don't think it's too terrible. I think it turned out better than I was expecting it to, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video. It was kind of a fun project, honestly. Kind of different from what we usually do. We don't usually do arts and crafts. Actually, this is the first time we're doing arts and crafts, so it was kind of interesting, honestly. But yeah, tell me below if you want to see more of these sort of more arts and crafty kind of projects. I'm more than happy to do them. It was a lot of fun, and I will see you all in the next video. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Although I'll probably see you before that, but still. If this is the last video until Christmas that you see from me, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. See you later.